Well, hey, what's up, guys? And Merry Christmas from our church family to yours. This is the final edition of our 2020 Friday 20, where we talk for 20 minutes on Friday. And this Friday, it is Christmas. So probably no one watching this as it premieres.
I disagree. I think with your name on it, I think people are just, I think they're lining up.
Lining up to spend Christmas watching me talk rather than
Yes.
Okay, well, that's fun. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, we are really excited to be joining you and just thought we would spend, since it is Christmas and all, that we would just have some festive fun talking about Christmas things and kind of what we like around Christmas and different things like that. So we got some questions that we're going to answer and some things that we're going to discuss, and hopefully it'll just be a nice, fun connection point for you guys as you enjoy your holiday. Most importantly, do want to start off with a little piece of news as a reminder. We are not going to be having in-person services on Sunday. So if you show up here on Sunday, you will not be able to get into the building, and that will be that. You'll have to go home, and that'll be no fun.
But there is a great sermon coming to them online with a little different spin and a little bit different touch. So
from the one and only Mark Roach.
From all three. We have three in this one, and so it's really exciting to see just something different for Christmas.
Yeah, that'll be really. I always think that there's a really cool opportunity with some of that stuff. So it'll be a little bit of a different type of service, but it will be premiering on Sunday. So you can check it out on all of our social media and our sites and things like that. But we will not have in-person services again until January 3rd. And that is when Pastor Rick will be starting off our new series, What Now? Study through the book of Ruth. So that'll be really cool. We're very excited for that. But being that it's Christmas, we're not going to talk about next year. We're going to talk about this year.
All right.
And we're going to start with some questions. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Okay, you emotionally prepared for this?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, first question. What is your favorite Christmas food? There's a theme that comes in with this because apparently everyone knows that I really like food. So
yeah, me too.
Anytime there's questions, food's going to come into it.
You know, definitely mine is sausage balls.
Sausage balls?
Sausage balls. Okay. Have you ever had sausage balls?
It's like a meatball, but with sausage.
It's sausage, and it's wrapped in cheese with bread and onions, and it's just an incredible dish. My mom made it. Mary Beth's mom makes it, and it's just something we look forward to at Christmas.
That's fantastic. I have had those. They are delicious.
How about you?
My family every year does a Christmas brisket. And so it's a recipe that my grandma had, and then my dad started making it, and it is fantastic. It is brisket and potatoes, and it's about the only time I'll try to eat carrots. And then there's, all kinds of gravy and different things like that you dump on it and stuff, and it's a whole bunch of. There's other things that they make, but that's the only stuff that I focus on. The rest of it is stuff for my food. Like green things and other
Have you
vegetables.
figured out how to make it yet? Can you carry on the tradition?
I have not. Brisket is one of those things that takes a whole lot longer to make than I have the patience for making.
Gotcha.
When you can put a brisket in a crock pot, which I think you probably can at this point, that's when I'll start figuring it out.
Can I have two?
Crock pots?
Can I have two favorite foods?
You can.
So my family always made this thing called 7-Up salad. And that was for Christmas, and it was.
It's an odd combination.
Definitely, and it had 7-Up inside this chilled Jell-O with nuts and I don't know what all.
It's a salad with Jell-O and nuts and 7-Up.
And they call it a salad, but it's a chilled salad. That's all I know.
So it's kind of like a potato salad sort of thing, where it's not really a salad.
Yes,
but it's
technically yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 7-Up salad just had a cool ring to it.
Nice. Yeah, that is a cool ring.
Really, really good.
Not know what to expect if someone offered me that as far as flavor.
Gotcha.
I'd be very unprepared.
How about dessert now? Did you get into dessert?
We are going to have a question for that.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I'm pretty sure we will.
Okay.
Knowing
if we
myself,
don't, we're going back to that one.
Yes. Let's see what else we got. What is the weirdest Christmas tradition that you have been a part of or done?
Well, crazy enough, when I was little, my family, we would get up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we would see everything. We'd play with it for about an hour. Then we'd go back to sleep, wake up, and eat a late breakfast.
That is weird.
And that, I don't know how, why. I just know that that's kind of what Mom and Dad said, and we did, and it was cool. You'd get about an hour to play with everything, and it'd be about 7, and then we'd sleep for another hour, and then we'd get up.
Nice. We had, so we would, we were, for most of my childhood, we were living in California, and both my grandparents lived in different spots in Missouri. And so we would go visit my dad's family first, and then we would go over to see my mom's family after that. And it was sort of like a later afternoon. So Christmas morning was here, Christmas afternoon was here, and it was always like everybody was arriving at different times. Mm-hmm. And so usually we got there, and then there's a lot of waiting, and so we had this weird tradition of we watched The Brave Little Toaster and Fantasia.
Brave Little Toaster.
As we waited for everybody to get there. Neither of which are really at all Christmassy, but The Brave Little Toaster was my kind of ended up being my Christmas movie all the time.
Right.
So it's a weird little cartoon, but we have weird sentimental things about it. So that was our weird tradition, was Brave Little Toaster.
I don't think it would qualify as a tradition, but when I was about 8, I was about 6. My oldest brother was 8. And so he woke me up about 1:30 in the morning, and he said, "Hey, sneak downstairs and see what we got." So I sneak downstairs, peek in, nothing. And I go back to bed, and I tell my brother, and the next thing I know, he starts hitting me, and we're wrestling. I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "You were bad, and Santa Claus didn't come." I cried the rest of the night. I got up, and sure enough, Santa had made it a little later that night. One of the toughest nights of my life, man. Can you imagine?
It's definitely not a tradition, but that is very
man. Man, that explains some things about my personality, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. I really feel like I need a better story now. I'm going to see if I can come up with something. I don't know. All right. We'll move to the next one. We'll circle back to that. What is your favorite gift anyone has given you? And it can't be from Jesus, so there's no spiritualizing, because that's just like the win. Salvation. All right, cool. Well, I was going to say socks, but
Well, start this one off. Go ahead.
Okay. My favorite gift. As a kid, it was easy. It was Legos.
Legos.
Just anything. I loved Legos. I obviously still love Legos,
Yeah.
and I kind of like my if I was rich one day, dream would be to just have a room filled with Legos, just a Lego room. I would still do that.
Cool.
That part of me never went away. So probably I would say anything Legos was probably a big
really
win.
cool.
Yeah.
I think for me, definitely was it's probably 10, and I got a ping pong table.
Ooh.
Well, then everyone in the neighborhood started coming over, and so we had tournaments. If you lost, you were out, and if you won, you stayed in the rounds. And so it was so much fun. I mean, see, I'm 10 and see old men back then, 40 years old, like getting after it, man. It was so much fun. So
Were you 9 feet tall when you were 10 as well?
No, I was not. I think I was, I was like average until I grew like 4 inches in 1 year.
Okay.
I couldn't hardly walk. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've played ping pong with Mark, and it's really not fun because his reach is anywhere. There's like any shot that's like, that's definitely a point. And then it's like, no, he just goes like this and he hits it back. And you're like, okay, that's
fun.
fair.
Fun game.
Yeah, it is great. And I love ping pong. All right. What is something weird that you like to get as a gift? So maybe something not like the best gift ever, but something unusual that you like are weirdly into.
I think one year, Mary Beth surprised me with just some like a sweater and some things that I really, that she picked out. And then I was like, that's really cool, And so sometimes she and I might disagree a little on our clothes style, but she did a good job with this. And so I think that was probably it, because I was a little nervous. You could tell that the packages were wrapped, that it was clothes in there.
Yeah, which always feels like, ooh, this is going to be disappointing.
How am I going to take this back? But it was really sweet. So it was really, and she did a great job. So I think that would probably be it for me. How about you?
I am weird, like socks.
Okay.
Honestly, new socks.
Funky socks?
Just regular socks, but that they're new. Because
Okay.
the first 2 or 3 times you wear socks, it feels like you're walking on this cloud of soft, squishy pillow. And so I'm just like, man, if I was rich, I would just, I would have a new pair of socks for every day. That's like just if I was like just wastefully rich, I would just be like, cool, I'll just have a new pair of socks every day, and because it just feels your feet feel so soft, and they feel like, man, I'm just getting little hugs all day on my feet from a fresh pair of socks.
I guess that's what I'm missing because unless it's 30, no socks.
Yes, you are missing that. But yeah, I wear little shortcut socks.
You like
but,
the footies?
Yeah, but I like them. The extra warm. They feel all warm and padded that first time you wear them.
Okay. All right.
That goes away after like the third use, and then it's just like
That could get expensive.
Yes, that's why I'm just like I would have to have a stupid amount of money to ever maintain that habit. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, new socks. That's always like. So I said that one time, and my parents like put it in a stocking every year now.
Nice.
I'm like, great, my new socks. And I just cycle out the ones that start getting holes in them.
Gotcha.
All right. What is your favorite thing about Christmas time?
Without trying to get very spiritual, but at the same time being a little spiritual, I really think that people they're just in a good mood. It seems like they're more joyful, they're more excited, they're more worried about making sure everyone has something. And our world just seems to be a better place there for a little while, and that's just got a neat. I think with the Christmas songs or in the background, and you get that all going, and it does something.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
So there's a meme that has the guy from the movie Elf who's like dressed in a full elf costume, and he's like, oh, it's Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And then there's another meme below it with the guy from Lord of the Rings that got a tower and goes, and so it begins. And it's like starting at November. It's like the two different types of people. And I'm like, I'm this one, and my wife is the elf.
Yeah, I would
so
be
I was
the
just
elf.
like, oh, here comes
I would definitely.
same 4 songs.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah. And Mary Beth won't let me sing them until after Thanksgiving. So, you know. Yeah.
That's good. She's wise with it. Even that seems soon to me. But mine's probably changed since having a kid, because now like just Rowan sitting in the backseat of the car just going, Jingle Bell again? Jingle Bell again? So I'm like, now I love that probably more than anything at Christmas time, because it's so cute. So I'm just like, all right, apparently him asking for Jingle Bell Rock again is my new favorite thing, despite the fact that I now hate that song. I've heard it 900 times in the last 3 days. But
yeah, I think seeing it through the eyes of a kid's got to be one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
So you're going to enjoy this whole thing.
Yeah, it's very cool. He's still a little scared of the Santa in costume.
So am I.
He like sees him. He's like, Santa? No, don't come near me. Mark's gonna break my brain before this is over. All right, what is the worst gift you have ever given someone?
I re-gifted something to my father. I was in college. I didn't have any money. I came home. I knew I better get my mom something, and I gave my dad a sweater that I'd wore for about 2 months. That's the honest truth. And I tried to get it all cleaned. I even put that white paper in there. That made it look new. And
did he know?
No. I mean, now he's in heaven and he knows. So, Dad, I'm sorry.
I'm sure he's really upset about that then.
Yeah.
At this point, he's got better things to deal with.
He probably has that sweater on.
That sweater was re-gifted. Are you kidding me?
He probably has it. I'll probably get to heaven and he's got it on, smiling. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
How about you?
So the first year Eric and I were married, I'm bad at gifts. That's like my lowest love language.
As far as selecting them?
Yeah, giving them. Like I don't
okay.
mind, like if someone gives me one, cool, but I'm just like, I don't think of gifts very often. I'm just like, that's just not how I tend to operate. I don't have anything against them, I'm not usually paying enough attention. I'm more of a practical type person, like, oh, here, you said you needed a new curling iron or something like that.
Oh, I bet that went over well.
No, it was worse than that. That really would have been an actual proof, because she actually likes practical gifts. But our first year we got married, I was like, oh, I know you really like Christmas, so I got her a Christmas tree-shaped candle and a Christmas patterned towel.
Oh, you went all out.
I was trying. I was missing real bad. Like I swung for the fences.
Yeah.
He hadn't thrown the ball yet. So I was told that I had done a very poor job that year, and I have improved considerably each year since. But I played it tactically. It's like start off as the worst possible gift ever. Then each year it's always an improvement, and so then
Nice.
I set a bar that I could surpass in future years.
Since it's Christmas, can we go ahead and know what you got her this year, or is it still?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
It's got to stay a secret.
Okay.
So otherwise I'll get myself in trouble. Because she might watch this.
I got you.
But it's not showing till after.
Right. I mean, Justin tells me it's not showing till after, but I still can't. I can't reveal that.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to try to be secretive,
Okay.
or I'll forget and say it to someone else too. All right. What is something that you can do to bring joy or show the love of Jesus to someone over Christmas? We're going to get into a more pastoral, spiritual question here.
Well, I mean, Mary Beth and I have a tradition where what we do is we do three things. We take all of our change, and we got a bowl for change, and then we take all our dollar bills, and we have a bowl for dollar bills, and then we take the money that we make on our points for our credit cards, and we just combine it, and we're able to just do some funny stuff, just be able to just say thank you to people, or just say, hey, here's something, thank you, and just being able to just. I've never been able to do that in my life, and then now that I'm a little older, and just because of time, we've at least paid a few things off, and it's just a neat thing, just to be able to do that a little bit.
Yeah, I read a thing about a guy that started basically paid for someone's thing and just said Merry Christmas,
To the
and it was
person
like a
behind
pay it
him?
forward, and it went through like 760 people or something like that, the chain, and I was like, that's really. But there's so many little practical things that you can do just to spread a little bit of joy in that, and sometimes, I mean, some of it's, from a Christian perspective, it's also creating opportunity to have conversation and to talk with that. So one year, my family after Christmas, or it was before Christmas. We went up because we got there a couple days early, and so we went to the mall and we had some envelopes just with some cash and stuff in them and a note that just said, "Hey, we just wanted to tell you that Jesus loves you. We hope you have a good day." And we just looked for people at the mall who we felt like, hey, maybe this could be a blessing to you, and just walked around and just kind of each person had a set of envelopes that we took, and we just found a couple people, handed it to them, and that kind of thing. Just little ways of Right. And sometimes they're practical, sometimes they don't have to be monetary, but just ways of. For me, a lot of this one comes to. I always think, because my family's awesome, I always think of Christmas as this big happy family time, but recognizing that Christmas is a hard time for a lot of people.
Yes.
There's families that are struggling, there's families that have conflict, there's families that are broken, there's people that have lost loved ones and stuff. And so one of the things that I try to do is kind of go through some of the people that I know that have been through that loss, and reach out to them and just say, hey, I just want you to know I'm praying for you, and things like that. But it's a great time for forgiveness, because it's a time where your heart's kind of like, okay, you're really remembering and thinking about stuff. It's a season where people tend to be more responsive and more willing. So it's like, almost like this is a great time of year for olive branches.
Absolutely.
Where you can kind of put an end to old things and maybe try to, some wounds can't be healed overnight, but you can always start that process.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
To me, that's one of the best ways to show that is to show forgiveness and healing moving forward.
So just relationships, right? Yeah. Just relationships, and it's all year round, but it just seems like you have more chances at Christmas.
Yeah, it's just recognizing that window might be a little bit more open than normal for you to be successful in your attempt.
Yes,
and it could get you could kind of build some momentum before you kind of have to work moving forward. So yeah, I think that's really good. Now we're going to move away from deep questions and move back to what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, easy. Smoky Mountain Christmas.
Smoky? I don't know what that is.
Glenn Campbell, Dolly Parton.
I know who the second person is.
And they're in the woods, and they find these orphan kids, and they, of course, are doing all anyway. They end up, they get married, they adopt the kids. Everybody's happy, and it's just Christmas.
Nice.
You got the little bit of snow because you're in the Smokies. They just go out and cut their tree down. They don't need a tree. They just go cut it down. All the stuff that makes Christmas Christmas.
Nice. I have two.
All right.
My actual favorite is Die Hard. It's the perfect Christmas movie, and I have a tradition of watching it. And then Elf. For an actual Christmas movie. Just 'cause it's
fun. I think that's a generational thing because it drives me crazy. It absolutely makes me go, what?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so different. It's a special kind of humor.
Yes.
Not for everyone.
Yes.
It does make me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
All right, last question, and then we're going to wrap up our 2020, and that is your favorite Christmas song.
I hate to be traditional, but I am traditional.
I hate to be myself.
But I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, and you may have never heard it, but it's called "Get Here If You Can." It is an incredible. It talks about. Have you heard it, Justin? It's a great song. Talks about how they can get there. I don't care if you get here by a balloon. I don't care if you get here by a rail train. I don't care what you do, but just get here if you can. It is an incredible song. If I could sing it, I would sing it for you, but that would end our show.
That would be a bad way to end.
And yourself?
Mary, did you know?
Oh yeah.
That's
I thought
especially-
you weren't going spiritual. Now you made me look bad.
That one just always gets me, and it's like, but the pentatonics version specifically,
Yeah.
I think it's just chilling. So that's probably my top pick. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Christmas for our final Friday 20 of 2020. The next time you see us digitally, it will be 2021. We hope you guys had a great Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year.